began just like any other morning, only it didn't feel the same. The alarm on my watch vibrated me awake. I resisted. My eyes heavy, I pulled the duvet over my head. I don't want to do another day. Not yet, I thought to myself. But I forced myself to shake off the thought. I didn't have time for this. For the past few days, I'd been feeling heavy and melancholy, and I hadn't been able to shift out of it. Honestly, I don't think I wanted to. I wasn't ready to. Not yet. There was something I needed to feel. Something I needed to shed. A layer of conditioning that was no longer serving me, and yet I didn't feel I had the mental capacity or the energy to figure it out just yet. So I wallowed. I waited. I longed for something that would happen to lift my spirits so that I wouldn't have to. I was fully in victim mode, waiting for something, someone, anybody to save me. I reluctantly climbed out of bed and went through the motions of getting the children up, washed, dressed, fed and off to school, and then rushed home again like a well-oiled machine. Trying to put my negative thoughts aside, I opened my laptop ready to work again, and I was hit with resistance, dread for the day again. This isn't how it was meant to feel. The generator is designed to feel alive, to dance with life force energy, to be in deep satisfaction. But I was anything but. I was dissatisfied and depressed. But how had I gotten here? It was only a few weeks ago that I was feeling on top of the world. How had I tumbled so fast? Avoiding all the tasks I had set for myself, I opened WhatsApp and saw a message from a friend. We began chatting backwards and forwards, and I opened my heart and laid it all bare. I shared my frustrations, my sorrows, and my despair. I shared the lies I was telling myself as if they were truth. I hoped she'd have a word of wisdom that would snap me out of it. As a projector, she had always had the gift of seeing beyond what I presented. However, what she had to say had the opposite effect. Immediately my barriers went up. The resistance amplified, and I responded like a petulant child because in that moment, I couldn't bear to see things in a different light. I didn't want to believe that things would be okay. I didn't want to get excited about the possibilities. I didn't want to have hope, and I certainly didn't want to open my heart. And there it was, staring me in the face, the disempowerment, the very layer of conditioning that was keeping me disconnected from sacral, from joy, from desire, from pleasure, from being turned on by life. It was the fear of allowing pleasure in, the fear of allowing myself to get excited again, the fear of allowing myself to revel in possibility and desire, the fear of being selfish, the fear of being rejected, the fear of being happy and seemingly insensitive. I was afraid for things to feel good, because what if it all came crashing down again? The belief I was holding so tightly onto and protecting with all my might was that good things don't last, and in the end, I always returned to pain. Hope led to pain, desire led to disappointment, pleasure led to hurting myself and maybe even others. Or at least that was what I was so determined to believe. And no matter how many times I told myself, the better it gets, the better it gets, subconsciously, I didn't believe a word of it. A lifetime of evidence had taught me otherwise. There was no escaping the contrast of life, it seemed. And that's the thing with fear. It will only allow you to see one side of the picture. The side of the picture that will keep you stuck in what you've always known. No matter how comfortable the known may be, it is simultaneously more comforting to be in the predictable than to enter the realms of the unknown. I should point out here that nothing dramatic or seemingly bad had happened in my life to trigger this state. In fact, things had been on a beautiful upward trajectory. I was in the process of birthing many new business ideas. My eldest had gone through a dramatic and beautiful shift with fewer meltdowns than ever before and was finding a new level of independence. I had many beautiful moments of connection with my family and intimacy with my partner. I was loved and supported, healthy and fundamentally doing well. So much to be deeply grateful for. And whilst there were areas of my life I was seeking improvement in and goals that were seeming to take a long time to come to fruition, in the grand scheme of things, I was in a really good place. Because things were good and set to get better, the conditioning of both my undefined spleen and solar plexus stepped in to shake things up, to fulfill the self-fulfilling prophecy of that long-held belief: good things don't last. My focus was on anything I could find that would tell a different story, unintentionally creating drama and stopping me from enjoying the pleasure of being alive. And with that, fear took the space of love. Worry took the space of excitement of what was to come. The inner critic kept me from enjoying the pleasure of my now moment, and the ajna ran headlong into trying to fix it all, and when it couldn't logic its way to a solution, because there really was nothing to fix, it fell into hopeless despair. That conversation with my friend that day didn't give me what I had thought it would, but it broke me right open to see that I had been in resistance to feeling good, allowing things to be good, and allowing my life to be pleasurable. And it was time for things to change. It was time for the resistance to fall away. It was time for sacral to reawaken and for my mind to get out of sacral's way. And thus began my experiment with allowing pleasure, and a whole new world opened up before me as I expanded into a deeper reverence with the divine sacral. I'm inviting you to join me inside the pleasure portal, where I'll share what I've discovered about reawakening and rendezvousing with life through the allowing of sacral's desire. You can choose to step into this portal with me and immerse yourself in the frequencies of desire and pleasure, where you can awaken the power and force of your sacral too, where you can come alive again once more. The pleasure portal begins November 3rd. Will you dare to step inside?